In this video, I'm going to be vibe coding with CMUX. CMUX is a terminal that is built for coding agents, and it's actually a competitor of BridgeMind. So I want to try this out because I want to see what are they doing right, what are they doing wrong, can we learn anything from them, and I want to put it through my vibe coding workflow to see if it actually is able to keep up with my vibe coding workflow. As you guys know, BridgeMind has just released BridgeSpace, which is an agentic development environment. We've hit 3,700 MRR, up 258% this month. ARR is currently $44,000 and climbing, but I want to try this product out to see if we can learn anything from them. They have over 7,500 stars on GitHub, so I just want to check it out and see what they're made of. And with that being said, if you guys haven't already liked, subscribed, or joined the Discord community of over 7,000 builders, there's going to be a link in the pinned comment down below, but make sure you do so. This is the home of the vibe coding movement, and with that being said, let's get right into testing out CMUX. Okay, so I just downloaded CMUX, and really what I want to do here is just do a very raw, organic review of CMUX so that you guys get my organic thoughts as they come up. So I just downloaded it, and it looks like there's a couple of shortcuts here. So Command N is going to open up a new workspace. So are these my workspaces on the right? Yeah, so this is similar to BridgeSpace here. You have the workspaces. It doesn't automatically name them, but we'll check that out here in a second. So Command N, new workspace. Command T is new tab. So up here, I can do tabs. Nice. And then Command P is go to workspace. So Command P is, oh, you can search your workspaces. Okay. Split right is Command D. Split down is Command Shift D. So I can split, wait, hold on, that work? Command Shift D. Okay, there you go. Split down, Command Shift D. Rename workspace is Command Shift R. So we can do this and then just do hello test. And it's going to rename that workspace hello test. Let's see here. New browser is Command Shift L. What's a new browser? Okay, new browser. So it literally allows you to open up a browser here inside of your workspace. So I just went to BridgeMind.ai. Oh, I really like that. You can open up browsers, and you can actually have a browser inside of your workspace, which is really nice. The good job on them. I like that. That's a cool feature. And then jump to latest unread is Command Shift U. Okay, so that must be like when a workspace finishes working, you can jump to that. So that's really cool. Okay, so that is just a quick breakdown of the shortcuts. So pretty basic. I do like the browser there. That's really cool. That's something that I might consider building into BridgeMind at some point, but really cool feature there. Let's now actually start to get this launched. So one thing that I don't like is that for each of these terminals, it looks like I'm going to have to just like manually launch Claude in all of them. So instead of just like having like automatic presets or anything, it looks like I have to just build out this. CMUX would like you to access your files. Okay. CD BridgeMind. Okay. So if I CD in here and then I do a Command D, it looks like, okay, so BridgeMind. Okay. So let's now test this out. So I'm going to launch Claude here, and then I'm going to go over here and launch Claude here as well. So let's just open up a couple more terminals. Okay. I don't like the way that these are splitting. The way that they're splitting is it's splitting in a way I don't like. The way that they split is a little bit off, kind of just basic terminals here. Okay, you can also, there's access here at the top. You can see you can just click the browser tab, and then you can also have some commands for splitting horizontally and splitting vertically there. So that's nice. But one thing I don't like here is that you do have to build your workspaces manually. Is there a way to create presets? It doesn't look like there is. So when I say presets are really important because as a serious vibe coder, what's really nice to have and something that I've built into BridgeSpace is the ability just to, if you guys look right here, presets right here. So I have, the ability, if I just click, I have a preset named Claude, and this preset it's CD'd into a particular directory, and just by the click of a button, if I go to it, it's going to launch all of my Claude Code instances in that directory. This is the preset. It's very, very nice. It just opens up a workspace that has the split terminals respectively. I don't even really have to do anything once I create that preset. Like if I wanted one Codex, one Claude, one OpenCode, one Gemini, I could just save that preset. It's a very nice feature, and CMUX does not have that. So I just am like looking at that, and I personally don't like the fact that they don't have presets. So let's kind of just like build this out. So for example, in CMUX, if I'm starting out fresh, I just started up a new window, right? Like I'm going to have to, first of all, CD into whatever directory I want to work in. So CD desktop, CD BridgeMind, and then I'm going to have to split the terminals. And I don't like the way that the terminals split. I'm not going to like nitpick their product, but just the way that the terminals split is kind of annoying because it's not even. Like this is just like one thing about, hey, as a vibe coder that's working in an agentic development environment, I don't want the terminals splitting the way that they are. So when I do a split, it's not splitting. Like you guys can see that does half, and then this one, when I'm in this terminal, it splits that one in half. And I actually don't like that. I like it when the entire workspace adjusts and is symmetrical, but that's just me nitpicking. I'm not going to do too much about that. So let's launch Claude in each of these. We'll launch Claude, and then we'll launch Codex, and then we'll launch let's just launch another Claude. So I have to launch all these manually, which is fine. But I mean, this is like pretty basic. It's very similar to CMUX. This does use Ghosty, which is different. Now, for example, like if I do just kind of put it through a quick test here. So let's do BridgeMind UI. Let's see this. So one thing that I want to note is that CMUX does not have any voice-to-text tool inside of the application. This is literally just a terminal workspace, which is fine. Over here on the left, you do have the ability to have these workspaces and name them. Which is nice. You can do the same thing in BridgeSpace. I honestly like the UI of BridgeSpace a little bit better, but that's because I built it. So, but this here is good. Let's we don't have a voice to text tool, so let's just say I want you to review the Bridge Bench page and help me improve the styling to make it so that the breadcrumbs do not get overlapped with the nav bar. Typing is something that is so like 2024. I think that like, okay, so one thing, like when you actually do submit this is one thing that I have seen about. It's saying, wait, not logged in. I have to re-log in. What the heck? So it wants me to re-log in for some reason. I don't know why that's the case. Must be something with CMUX. But let's launch this in Codex then, because apparently that's not working. But like one thing I want to show you guys is that with the recent release of v2.1 of BridgeSpace, BridgeVoice is now integrated inside of BridgeSpace, which is very nice. So now you have a voice-to-text tool that's just integrated wherever you are. I want you to do an in-depth review of the BridgeMind API and help me fix any security vulnerabilities. So with Bridge Prompt, one thing, it's going to first transcribe, and then based off of the feedback, it's going to be able to improve the system prompt respectively. But there also is logic integrated that makes sure that it doesn't cause your model to hallucinate. So I'm going to do Command D, and like one thing here is that, did you guys see how the terminals like shifted and made it symmetrical? I like that more. But with that being said, it does look like this one is done. But what I want to do here is I just want to try opening up like a bunch of workspaces, and like let's try, so rename workspace. So you can change the workspace color. So this is just going to be, let's just do Codex. And you can also change the colors. So workspace color, we'll change this one to red, and it just shows red there. So pretty kind of like, basic stuff that you would expect in a agentic development environment. So let's now open up, a bunch of terminals here. Let's launch Codex in each. Again, I don't like the fact that you can't do presets. It's just very, very basic, but that's totally fine. Totally fine. I just don't really see where the value is apart, like if you're comparing this to something like CMUX, but that's okay. So let's test this out. So there is one thing that I want to try. I want you to do an in-depth review of the API and identify security vulnerabilities. Don't update any code, but launch 5 agents to do an in-depth review and come back to me with findings. So what we're going to do here is I am using BridgeVoice out of the box to be able to use it inside of CMUX. Obviously, you can take BridgeVoice wherever you want to go, and I'm just literally going to paste this same prompt into all 4 of these Codex agents and drop in BridgeMind API and BridgeMind API, and we'll just see what comes back with these findings. But there's one thing that I'm trying to test out here is that apparently once these do finish, what's cool about it is I had to like double submit there, but that's fine. But like one thing that happened is you're able to like go off, and then basically, like if you guys went back to those shortcuts, if we go back to shortcuts here and click view, it's what was the shortcut for it? It was, okay, also one thing you can see is that you can have like command 1. So if I do command 1 here, it's going to go back to, I like that. So if you do command 1 just by doing a shortcut there, that's a nice little feature there. So I can just kind of like toggle in between the workspace just by clicking, like you guys can see I'm just doing like command 2, I go to that workspace, command 3, I go to that workspace. That's cool. That's a nice shortcut. But like one thing that I did notice is that it's supposed to like alert you when these are done. Now I did, whoa, lag spike. I did just, I did just give a pretty big task to these agents. So let's try putting it on like maybe a little bit of a fast mode. Let's switch the model here to Spark. And what it's supposed to do is Spark is, well, at least CMUX is supposed to like kind of alert you when this happens, right? So I just kind of changed this, and I'm just going to drop in BridgeMind UI. I want you to do an in-depth review of the SEO in the website. Don't update any code, but just do a review of the SEO. So I'm going to drop in that prompt from Bridge Voice, and we'll just paste this in there. And basically what you're supposed to do is it's supposed to like kind of alert you when these finish. So let's go back over to another workspace and see if I get like pinged or anything. It's supposed to like ding. And whoa, what happened? Okay, there's my review there. These are all running. Am I able to change like my configurations, anything? Obviously you can toggle the sidebar here. Where's settings? Is there, I don't even see settings. Services, settings. Okay, here's settings. So there is a light mode, dark mode, and then for the app icon, you can change the app icon. Language, you can change the language. What else is there? Not a ton of settings. Is that just something with Ghosty? Is that the Ghosty? You can change this here. The terminal coloring. Can you change the terminal colors? I don't think so. That's okay. But you know what I'm seeing here is here's all the keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, it was one here. It was I think it was jump to latest unread. So it was Command Shift U. So if I do Command Shift U, does it bring me to like another terminal here? Enable notifications. Okay, so we're going to have to turn on notifications. I definitely want to turn on notifications to see that. So I just opened this up, notifications, and then it looks like I'm going to have to toggle this on for CMUX. So with CMUX, you're able to enable notifications, which is cool. So let's go here, and then I'm just going to toggle on notifications. I don't have to like restart the application. And then it's going to play a sound there. For some reason, I can't toggle this on. I'll check that up after the video. But you can turn on notifications. So these are now working. Does it ding me or anything? You can see that's idle. So do you guys see that, how it says idle here? So if none of them are working, right, do you see how there's like a little idle icon there? Also, can you move these around? Yeah, you can. So you can move these workspaces around. It's a little bit laggy, but not terrible. You guys can just see there's like a little bit of performance issues. One thing I definitely did want to check was the activity monitor for CMUX. So you can see that this is using about 2 gigabytes of memory here, which is a decent amount. So CMUX, if we compare that to BridgeSpace, just for reference, BridgeSpace is using 71 megabytes. So it looks like BridgeSpace is a little bit more performant than CMUX. CMUX, I don't know if it's because they use Ghosty or what's going on there, but definitely just a lot more memory usage, but that's okay. So let's see here. So I do like this. Can I just transition these? So you can split these however you want. So I can do that. That is pretty performant there. I can also move these up. So what I do like, something that is cool here, is that in each of these terminals, you can literally launch, if I do Command T, in each of these workspaces, you can launch as many terminals as you want inside of each workspace, which is a nice feature. So for example, I can have this workspace here, and then I can open up 2 more terminals. If I click on this one, then do 2 more. That is nice. That's cool. I do not wait. I don't want to close that, do I? So let's close out of this one and this one. So this one's still working, but that is cool. So that's a little bit different than BridgeSpace, is that you're able to open up workspaces or extra terminals inside of a workspace, which is interesting. Let's try splitting. Splitting is nice. I do like Ghosty and how you're able to, the customizability of Ghosty versus Xterm. I think that Ghosty, it's more new, and there's things that are different about it, but what's nice is I do like the UI of it. It's better than Xterm for sure. So I like that, but these are all still thinking. They all are launching sub-agents, but let's go back. Where is that? Okay, so check this out. This is cool. So here in the workspaces, you can see that I got 2 notifications. You guys see this? So this is a pretty big difference, and something cool about CMUX is that it'll give you a notification when an agent turn is complete. So literally you can see here, like, hey, this agent is done. Can I click on it? So yeah, that's pretty cool. So when I click on it, it actually will bring me over to that agent and say, hey, it's done, and have me review that, but there's a notification for that, which is cool. So obviously that's something special about CMUX here that I think is pretty cool, is it will give you those notifications. which is pretty cool. So you can watch the notifications. You can have it actually alert you on your machine. Obviously, that was something that we could toggle on in settings so that there was a sound and it would say, hey, this is done. Also, just by looking at the workspaces, there are a couple things. So you can rename them, you can color them. But I would say like one thought here is I do like their browser use. So out of the box browser is pretty cool. Again, you can go to BridgeMind here, BridgeMind.ai. That's cool that you can have a browser use. So could I go like, let's try this. So could I go to, let's try just going to BridgeMind UI and let's run npm run dev. And then obviously I could just go to like localhost here, right? And open that up. Let's see, localhost 3000. And let's see if that opens up. Which obviously is just a browser. Yeah, so you can, this is something that is very, very nice. What's this? Is this browser tools? And you can open up browser tools. So this is very nice about CMUX, and I don't think that this is out of the box in like TMUX or anything. This is obviously very specific to CMUX, and a nice feature is that you can develop and have a browser opened inside of CMUX. Very, very nice feature here. I would definitely consider integrating something like this into BridgeSpace, but very nice here is that, hey, I can just launch a browser and I can bring that browser into any of my workspaces. Is that a little bit laggy? They got some work to do, but the concept there, if I just make it full screen, is it good? Do I have to refresh? Okay, so a little bit of bugs there, but nothing too crazy. Obviously, this is they're working on it, but I like that feature for sure. I also like the notifications. I do like the workspace method. I like their sidebar approach here, where I can just have a sidebar open and manage that there. So I can literally just kind of scroll between all these workspaces. That's very nice. Boom, boom, boom. Very, very nice. So pretty good. Here again, that browser there. Overall, I think I can see why people are interested in this and why people are using it. Obviously, it is open source. So, I think that there's good things about being open source. I also think that there are some drawbacks to being open source. If you guys want to go try it out, I would recommend going and trying it out just so that you're familiar with it. A lot of people are using it. It has 7,500 stars on GitHub. But so far, I would just say that definitely there's not like a lot here that's calling me to switch over from BridgeSpace. I think that for me, the ability to access Bridge Swarm, the ability to access Bridge Canvas, the ability to have a voice-to-text tool, it seems to me like CMUX is just kind of a little bit of an improvement on TMUX. They're using Ghosty. The performance is pretty good. I like the notifications. I like the ability to use browsers. But in general, I don't feel like there's a whole lot to show here. Something that is so important when you are building an agentic development environment is that it needs to be a cohesive suite. And I feel like that's what we're doing right with BridgeMind, is that we're building an agentic coding platform where all of these things that make agentic coders or vibe coders successful, we're building into a singular platform. With BridgeSpace, you have access to that, right? And it's very, very nice. But with CMUX, I think that it has potential. You're not going to see me using this a whole lot. I'm happy with BridgeSpace for now. I think BridgeSpace is better. The thing that I would say about CMUX is the biggest standouts, I already said it, but just to kind of reemphasize it so that, if you guys are watching, like, what are the big takeaways that I see, is that number one, browser use inside of the environment is huge. This is actually really cool. Just to have the browser inside of the environment is really cool, really nice, and gives me a lot of ideas. And then on the notification system, that's also really nice, because once an agent is done, I can be working on all of these different workspaces, but it'll be notifying me when particular workspaces or agents are done, and then I can just jump over to that agent based off of that notification. So I like that. It also tells me if a particular workspace is idle. If a workspace is idle, I can go over to it and get it working so that it's in use. But overall, that's what I'm seeing with CMUX. I think it's cool. I think it's nice that it's open source, so I recommend that you go check it out. But ultimately, not going to start using this, not going to put the BridgeMind stamp of approval on it, but it definitely has a couple unique, nice features that give me a lot of great ideas about the future of agentic development environments. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Let me know any thoughts or comments that you have in the comments section down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the future.